Hi guys, welcome back at my YouTube channel. Today we'll talk about muzzles and muzzle training your dog. So in today's video I'm going to talk about the muzzle training I do with my dogs. And the first thing you need to do when you start muzzle training your dog is buy a good fitting muzzle. I always use the muzzle from Bam Bam dog toys, as they are fitting very nicely and the dogs accept them really good. They don't have big issues with these ones, so that's why I choose to use this one. So when I start muzzle training my dog, come here, I'm gonna reward every contact the dog makes with the muzzle. So the muzzle will be something they know it gives me a reward. This is a fun thing to interact with. Yes. So as soon as my dog, yes, touches the muzzle, I'm gonna reward that yes behavior. Yes. Yes. Good job. Yes. Good job. Yes. So as soon as your dog knows that touching the muzzle or sniffing the muzzle will give a reward, I'm gonna work on putting the nose in the muzzle. So I'm just holding it, yes. And as soon as the dog reaches yes into the muzzle, it will get a reward, yes. And I don't work with a clicker because I need my two hands to do this, so I train my dogs with the clicker word. They just know yes, that yes means the cookie is coming, yes. And when the dog is putting his nose in there without a problem, I'm gonna ask him to put his nose in longer. Yes. And just build that up in small steps, yes. In between, I always let my dogs do something different, yes, that they already know. So the training won't get boring for the dogs. Yes, good job. Yes. And as soon as the dog can hold its nose in there, yes, for a longer amount of time, I'm going to work on the straps. So I'm going to turn around so you can see that really clearly. Yeah, that's a different muzzle. So when the dog knows to put his nose in there, I'm gonna bend the strap, yes, and already reward that. So the key thing in this training is that I use small steps. For every dog, small steps is different, yes. So for mine, these are small steps, but it can be that your dog really needs smaller steps. So just look at your dog and do what the dog needs. And then you're just gonna build that up as well. So it just takes more and more time. Yes. So as you can see, my dog is comfortable with me doing this. So yes, I'm going to turn her around again. And then I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna use the other end of the strap as well. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Yes. And just do it slowly. In the beginning you will have to do small things, but in the end you want to put the muzzle on without stress. So I just take my time to do this, yes, and I'm not in a hurry while doing this, because I don't want to have a fight every time I put a muzzle on. I just want to be able to do this without stress and without hurrying. Yes. So as soon as your dog is comfortable with this again, you can add the next step, and that's just putting it in, getting it out, yes. This makes a bit of a sound because you have this little roller here. So let your dog get used to the sound of this. I don't know if you hear it. Oh, probably you will hear it. And as soon as the dog is used to that, I close the muzzle for a short amount of time. Yes, and I take it off again. closing it again. Yes. So as soon as your dog is used to putting the muzzle on and having it on for a short amount of time, I always like to start giving them commands they already know. Yes, and then reward them for that, so they start moving around with the muzzle. So in the beginning I will only do one turn. Come here. But when your dog knows that it's okay to move around with the muzzle and it doesn't start fighting it, I just gonna give them some more commands in a row. Und. Dreimal. Yes. So as soon as your dog can do more than one command and is comfortable doing this, I like to take them to the forest. Some dogs are okay with just putting the muzzle on like they are used to and just start walking. My dogs normally are like that. I have dogs that think forward and won't start fighting the muzzle when they go walking. There will be dogs that really need training in the forest and different environments as well. So if you think your dog needs training in different environments, just start that early in the training already, so you don't have to do that afterwards. My dogs just are very okay with using the muzzle, and I just put it on after this training and they will walk with no problems. The most important thing is a muzzle that fits very well. My experience learns that you can muzzle train a dog with not right fitting muzzle, but a good fitting muzzle is making your training much easier. So as soon as my dogs know this part, most of the times I just can go and walk them. If you have a dog that really needs smaller steps, just make every step small and work until you're done. Even if it takes 1.5 years to completely have your dog confident and without troubles with the muzzle. So I'm gonna grab a chair and answer some questions from you guys. So I posted a question sticker on Instagram, and I got some questions there and I will answer them in this video. So the first question I got is, what do you think about the Baskerville muzzles? Honestly, I'm not a fan of these ones because for my dogs they aren't the right fit. It just doesn't fit their mouth properly, and that makes your training very hard. So I trained Berep with the Baskerville in the beginning, but she never really got comfortable with them. She still started fighting it every now and then. She could walk with it, but sometimes she just stopped and grabbed the muzzle with her feet. So that was the moment that I knew I needed to use a different muzzle for her as well. And I just ordered a different size on Bam Bam Dog Toys. The second thing I don't like about the Baskervilles is that they are flexible, and a dog with a strong jaw like mine will bite through that muzzle. So biting wise, I'm not a fan of that one, because I think my dogs will be able to bite the other dogs when they really want to with that muzzle. That's why I bought these ones, because they just don't move with the dog and the dog can't get them off. The second question is, where do I buy my muzzles? I buy them at bambamdogtoys.nl, but I will leave it in the description below. That way you just only have to click on the link and you can shop your muzzles if you would like to do that. Then I got a question, at what age do I start with muzzle training my dogs? Most of the dogs I own at the moment are started when puppy. It depends on the dog when I start. If a dog shows aggression early on, they will be started early, because as soon as they start showing aggression with the dogs they live with and the dogs that they know really well, Most of the times they will show aggression when approached by a dog they don't know. So as soon as I see signs of aggression inside the house with the dogs they have lived for since they were a puppy, I just start the muzzle training, because 9 out of 10 times they will be aggressive towards dogs outside of a house that they don't know. And a question that isn't about muzzle training but about the sporting, at what age I start my pups in sporting training. The pups I have at the moment, I started them at 7 months. Just last week I did the first biting work with them. I already have them started in men trailing, and they are slowly getting old enough to start doing some light sporting work, just to get to know what I want from them, but nothing all too serious yet. Then I have a question. Have you muzzle trained any of your dogs at a later age, or you start them from puppies? As I said, most of my dogs are muzzle trained from a young age, because they start showing aggression at a young age. But my previous dog wasn't muzzle trained from puppy. He was, I think, 3 years old when I started muzzle training him, because he was showing aggression towards other dogs outside of the house, and it wasn't safe anymore to walk him without a muzzle, because he was the kind of dog that was like, I'm just chilling, I'm just minding my own business, just come closer, and then as soon as the dog approached him, he would just grab his throat and try to kill it. So he was just kind of an asshole. So I started muzzle training him at 3 years old, and as soon as I started using the Bum Bum dog toys muzzles, I didn't have any problems anymore. And he got into a serious fight with a dog of a friend of mine, and he didn't get the muzzle off. So I was really happy to see that as well, that these muzzles are really safe to use when you have serious dog aggressive dogs. Then I've answered all these questions, and then I had a question about how do I switch from training my dogs in the garden and around the house with a muzzle into walking with a muzzle. As I said, for my dogs that isn't that big of a deal, because they are thinking forward. As soon as they get into the forest, they're like, whoa, 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 we're going, and they are only thinking we need to move forward, we need to move forward. So they sometimes 10 seconds they are like whoa, what's that on my nose? But most of the times they are like, okay, that's okay, and they just move on. If you have a dog that might have bigger problems with that, oh, Berep is just interrupting the camera woman. Got a little interruption by Berep. She wanted some kisses from the camera woman. So if you have a dog that might have bigger problems with that, as in the dog isn't thinking as forward as my dogs do, then just start by training them outside of the house already as well. Just short sessions, putting the muzzle on, getting it off, or just walk 2 meters with the muzzle and ask them to heel or something. Just give them tasks to do, so they won't be as focused on the muzzle as they will be if you don't ask anything from them. But just look at your dog and look at what the dog needs, because I'm used to dogs that are moving forward, and muzzle training isn't that big of a deal for us. But if you have a dog that's not thinking very forward, just try to get him thinking forward. So take off the focus of the muzzle and train in lots and lots of different environments. Good job. No, no, no. You can't take it yourself. Thank you very much. So then I've answered all the questions I got. If you have any questions, just leave them below and I will try to answer them as soon as possible for you guys. Then I would like to discuss why you should muzzle train your dog. As everybody knows, I have dog intolerant dogs, dogs that show aggression towards other dogs. So for me, that's the main reason to muzzle train my dogs, because we use it a lot in our daily life. Every time we go to the forest, 9 out of 10 times they are muzzled. But if you have a dog that's anxious to go to the vet or isn't as comfortable as you would like at the vet, then it's nice if you have muzzle trained dog, because as soon as you need to use it in a stressful situation, the muzzle isn't adding extra stress. And that's, in my opinion, very important, because a vet visit can be very stressful already, and putting a muzzle on a dog that isn't trained to use one is giving a lot of extra stress. I work as a vet tech, so I see this all the time. And my old boy first, who was muzzle trained, once had to be muzzled with those very tight muzzles from the vet, and he just didn't give a fuck, because he knew what I was putting around his mouth. So if you don't think it's important, then think twice, because it can be good in any kind of situation, so at the vet, but if you're going to different countries with your dog, in some countries you need to put it on in the bus or the train, or certain dog breeds need to wear one. So it's not only when you have an aggressive dog that you should muzzle train your dog. I think it's important for all dogs that they can wear a muzzle without any extra stress. My Leonberger, for example, she's the most chill dog in this world. She doesn't give a fuck about other dogs. She's always nice, she's always sweet, but this dog is muzzle trained as well. She can wear a muzzle when needed. So don't think your dog doesn't need it. Just give your dog this experience, and it won't cost extra stress in stressful situations. So I hope you like this video. It's a bit of a different kind of video on my channel. I hope I answered all your questions. If I didn't, just leave them below and I will try to answer them as soon as possible. And then I hope to see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.